Hi, I'm John Hazzard, and for me, it's all about food. So today I want to show you how to bake a ham. And then what we're going to do with this ham is that we're going to glaze it with some of the golden apple glaze I would have made in my previous video. So today the goal here is to bake a ham. And again, this ham could be used for Christmas or it could be used for any occasion. But I want to show you the right way to bake an amazing ham. So I have here a ham. So what I normally do is I take this skin here off. So this skin here, you can actually pull it apart with your fingers, as I am, or you can use your knife. But just take this off. And I'm just using a paring knife. You're just kind of pulling this back gently. Just use my other larger knife. Let's just take this out of here and rest this on the cutting board. Sliding a bit much. So I'm just pulling this back. This skin, this is the skin I'm pulling back. Just pull all this back off. I just want the skin off, but I'm going to leave the fat on the ham itself. So just bring this all off. Then coming down to the side here. Good. Coming out nicely here. So just bring this off here as well. So that's good. So what I do now is I'm just going to score this. You can call it making some cross hatch marks right across here. And then we're going to score it again this way. Just making these cross hatch marks. Then what we do now is I'm going to take the clove and I'm going to push cloves now right in here. So just take a few cloves in my fingers. So I have a few here. And we're going to push the cloves in these spaces. And the cloves are perfect with ham. It's going to give it an amazing flavor once it bakes. So I'm pushing this all inside the little cuts I would have made. Pushing it all inside. And getting ready to bake this lovely ham. It smells good already. So what I'm going to have to do with this ham here is we're going to place this in this roasting pan I have here next to me. This one here. And we're going to add some water inside there. Cover it with foil. And we are going to bake this for at least a good 2 hours. This size ham, at least a good 2 hours. But I'm going to bake it at a low temperature of around 250 degrees Fahrenheit. But I'm going to cover it with foil paper so I can make sure the inside is fully cooked. And once it's fully cooked, we're going to remove this from the oven. And then we will go ahead and glaze this, start to glaze it with the golden apple glaze we made in a previous video. And you can always check that out in another video I made, the previous one, to see how to make the glaze for this ham that we're doing today. So we're pushing the cloves all inside, getting them all in these little spaces. And then I'm also going to push some as well too, at the side of the ham as well. So you take your time and do this properly. This is all about flavor. Just get this all in the side here. Push in here. And what we can do as well, what I normally do, as you can see, I left on some of this fat. I just pull the fat back over Then we turn this over, and let's put some cloves also in the bottom of here as well. So we have flavor from top to bottom. But I'm going to bake it with the skin side up towards the sky, because the skin is going to continue to, and the fat will continue to baste the ham naturally and give it a dynamic flavor. So we're soon finished with studding. They call this studding it with the cloves. So we're soon finished studding this with cloves. And getting them all inside here. It's looking great. Okay, we're soon there. Good. Gonna put some in this side right here. So I'm getting cloves all in this ham. All inside this ham we're getting cloves. Okay, we're almost there. Good. So the ham is now fully studded. As you can see, I have it in here, in these spaces here. Just push one or two more inside here as well too. Fully studded. And then what I do now is I just place this now in this roasting tray right here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some water into here. I'm going to grab a bit of water from the sink quickly and add to this ham. So what we do now is we're going to go ahead now and pour water in here. If you don't put water, the water is going to create steam, and you also don't want it to burn, and it's also going to, that steam is going to help cook the inside. So I have a bit of water inside there. We're going to take some foil paper now. I think this would probably take 2 pieces of foil. And now what we do is we cover this with our foil paper. Nicely. And I'm going to go ahead now and light the oven up. We're going to bake this in the oven around 250 degrees Fahrenheit for about 2 to 3 hours. But we're going to check on it within 2 hours and see what the temperature is. I will use a probe thermometer to push into it to see if it's at between 155 to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. And at that stage, we'll start to glaze the ham. And then I'll crank the oven up to at least about 400 so it can glaze beautifully. And a higher heat will put a beautiful glaze on this ham. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead now and just wash my hands off, light the oven, and then I'll be back and show you how to pop this in the oven and we get this process of baking this ham started. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and place the ham in the oven. And I will allow this to be in the oven for at least about 2 to 3 hours before I take a temperature with the probed thermometer. But I will keep you posted along the way as to the length of time so you would know when you're baking your own ham at home. So let's put this ham in the oven now. Let's open this up. So I will be back in about 2 hours or so time, but I will keep you posted on the time. And I give you specifics so you can always be very specific when you're baking your ham at home so it becomes successful for you. So I will see you back in a few minutes where we will then start to put the nice beautiful golden apple glaze on the ham. So I'm going to go ahead and check the ham now, and I'm going to push the probe thermometer into it to make sure it's at 165 degrees Fahrenheit. We've had it in here now for 3 hours. So I started at 12 noon and it's now 3 p.m. in the afternoon, so 3 hours. So I am thinking that it should be ready by now, but we're going to go ahead and check it first. So let's just go ahead and check this ham out. So let's open up the oven. Pull this out. Just be very careful. There's a lot of steam going on here. Let's just check this here. See, a lot of steam. So just be careful when you take off the... So let's just check now I have my thermometer. I'm going to push this in. And we're rising. Coming on it. to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. So what I can do now, or what I will do, is I'm now going to take this ham and I'm going to transfer it over to this pan. I'll take this pan here out of the way. And what I've done is I'm going to take this skin off now. We can take off the skin, which we no longer need. And then we're going to take now, we'll take now the glaze, which is here. This is the glaze we made. I'm just going to pour a bit on here. Just initially, I poured a bit initially. Let's just pour some in this bowl. So once I pour in this bowl and I start brushing all of this, I've contaminated it. So I can't now pour this back and use this again. So we're just going to glaze all over the entire ham like this. Just glaze it beautifully with this glaze all around. Get into every little crevice. This is nicely glazed. I just want to take off this fat from here, take this fat out. And this here, that fat can stay, yeah, that one can stay. Just get this out of the way. And we just want to make sure we glaze this all nicely. Good. All the sides are nicely glazed. Now let's just go back now and pop this back into the oven. Put this lid back on. We'll pop this back in. And I'm now going to raise the oven up to at least about 450 degrees Fahrenheit so we can get a really beautiful glaze on this ham. Okay, so I'm going to raise this oven right up to about 450 degrees Fahrenheit. So I've raised the oven up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. I will leave it there for at least another 10 to 15 minutes. Pull it back out and give it another glaze. Push it back in, and hopefully that should be the final stage. So we're gonna come back in about 15 minutes and have a look at this ham again, and we're gonna put another phenomenal golden apple glaze on top of it. I'll see you back in about 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm now gonna check the ham. It's been in the oven for about 15 minutes with the first glaze on top of it. So I'm gonna pull it out, apply another glaze, which should perhaps be our last glaze on it, which is 2 glazes, but we'll see if it needs 3, and then push it back in the oven for a few more minutes. So let's just go ahead and check the ham right now. So let's pull this out of the oven. Always use mittens, of course, you have to. Yes, it's looking nice. And one of the reasons I put foil on the tray is it helps me to not have too much cleanup when I'm finished, because as you can see, the foil is caramelizing. So this helps me not to have to do a lot of cleanup when I'm finished. So just go ahead and glaze in this ham now beautifully. Put in all of this nice glaze all over. And we're getting all the sides and everything. But the color's looking nice. Color's looking quite nice indeed. So I'm just getting this all over. And of course you use a brush like what I'm using here. And that's finished. So we get all of that on, and we're gonna go ahead now and pop this right back in the oven. Just wanna get all of this beautiful glaze on top there. That's beautiful. So we've used quite a bit of that glaze on it. I'll go back now and pop this back in the oven again for another color. So that is popped back into the oven. So now we will allow that to sit in the oven for at least another, or I should say roast in the oven for at least another 15 minutes. And then when it comes out, we will go ahead and present it, and we'll carve it, we'll taste it, and we'll enjoy this amazing ham. I look forward to, I love ham, I really love ham. Any time of year, it doesn't have to be only Christmas. So I am looking forward to tasting this ham when it's finished. So I'll see you back in another 15 minutes. So this ham is smelling amazing. I can smell the glaze. The glaze has a foundation of orange, golden apple, and I can smell the clove. The kitchen, the house is perforated with this perfume of ham glaze and ham. It smells so wonderful. So let's just pull this ham out. I'm actually very hungry, so I'm eager to cut into this ham and to taste this succulent ham that we are doing here today. So let's just pull this ham out. This ham looks oh so delicious. Wow. So delicious. That ham looks so good. So I'm just going to take this ham off of this platter. Let's take this off. That looks so delicious. Wow. Amazing. Let me just remove this pan from here. And so you can see the ham. So let's just go ahead and give this ham a slice. I want to slice this ham here now. Wow. So tender. This is so tender. Let's just put this onto here. And I have here as well, on this plate, I have here a little bit of hot pepper sauce, which I like to have with my ham. And this is a hot pepper sauce which I picked up in Barbados, which is called One Drop, which is literally all you need is one drop. It's very hot. But let's just go ahead and taste this ham now. Wow, this looks so delicious. So I'm going to taste this piece here. I can taste the glaze on the ham is delicious. And it's so succulent. So, really succulent. Well, if you look at this piece right here, this piece is the one that has on the glaze. Take a little bit of pepper sauce. It's very hot, so you don't want too much of that one drop pepper sauce. That is delicious. Delicious. I think I had a piece of clove in my mouth. You don't want to bite into clove. I had to take that out. The clove taste is very harsh in your mouth. So that is it. So that's how you bake a ham, and that's how you glaze a ham and bake a ham for any occasion. So I hope you have learned something from this show on how to bake a ham. So if you have enjoyed the show, please go ahead and like, subscribe, ring the bell, please leave a comment, please share this with many persons as well. And again, I am John Hazzard, and for me, it's all about food.